I didn't see the shooting one in there.
He said it was because it's not really a stunt.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know, if we were out shooting real weapons
Right.
up in the mountains, then kind of like it's.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Ready.
All right, guys. I want to welcome you all back to the Draken station. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, all the podcast platforms. Today we have a special guest, my dear friend. But before we begin, I want to introduce the man, the magician, Jemini Jason Kakabin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Draken Station. And Joe Hang and I, we go way back. And throughout the years in the industry, in both industries, we've met a lot of people and we've been able to work with a lot of people. And it's been excellent. I mean, what a ride we've had.
Right.
We've got stories for days, but I'd rather have some of these people tell the stories and you get to know about them. And that's why we have the guests that we do. Of course, like always, we want to thank TSN Nutrition. Usually I have their cup in my hand drinking water out of it.
I love that shirt, dude.
Thank you.
It's a good shirt.
It's one of my favorites, wearing it at the gym. And yeah, people come up and ask, and a lot of people already know. TSN Nutrition in Sylmar. If you need to get healthy, you need to build muscle, you just, whatever your goals are in fitness, hit him up and he will hook you up, and it works. You'll love it. But we're not why we're here right now. We're here because got a very special guest. Worked for this guy doing EP. He's also a great friend, and this guy is awesome. He has an amazing amazing stories, I should say. And you are going to be so shocked to hear some of the stuff this guy has done. And I would like to welcome Mr. Doug Farrell. Doug Farrell, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Man, it's been an honor and a pleasure not only to be your friend, but just to know you. We love bringing great people on, and you're just one of those guys. It's just like, I love being around. Your energy's positive.
Oh, thank you.
I remember the first time I met Doug. Like, Doug is the kind of person that you meet him once and you just become friends for life.
Where was it? Sexy Nutrition?
I think I brought.
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I think I brought him in to your studio for.
That's right, for a photo
photos.
shoot. For a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when we
okay.
first met.
Yeah, I think it brought you in.
the studio downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got
Well,
your
well,
headshots.
was another studio.
Yeah, for your headshots.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't even tell you guys when the last time all three of us were together. I seen
That's-
Jason on the
yeah.
side. I seen Doug on the side.
It was
But
dinner.
when was the last time? It was in Culver City.
City.
That's how long ago it was.
That's a
Yeah,
long
with the
time ago.
girls.
Yeah.
With the girls.
Yeah.
We had the girls with- yeah.
Wow.
Upstairs.
It was fun though.
I was just talking to
Yeah,
you
yeah, it was
about
fun, man.
When's the last time? I said.
It's been a while.
I said, yeah, Culver City upstairs.
Yeah.
That was when I worked with Michael De Lorenzo on that film, wasn't it? And we had that screening, or no? Was that a different time?
You got
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
don't
it's
remember.
been too long.
Yeah.
It's like 4 years.
But
Yeah.
here's what you got to know about Doug. Doug is not only an actor, he's also a stuntman, and believe it or not, he actually went to the Olympics in '95. It was Sydney.
95's Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
And it's the Paralympics, Olympics. They're all entity together.
Right.
People with disabilities. And then, like blind judo and powerlifting, no legs, all that kind of stuff. Amputee, track and field. But anyway, 2000 was Sydney Games. And 95 was Atlanta Games.
Gotcha. And how was that? I mean, the security at those places are insane. So, how did that work for you? I mean,
Well, you got to remember, 95, that was the bombing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the bombing down in Atlanta. And when we got there, because you have the Olympics and Paralympics are all together.
Correct.
So we come in 1 week later. So now it's really tough and shut down. Everything
Wow.
was that area of the park was shut down. We couldn't go in there and just maybe in other areas. So now security was tougher. Everybody's being more protective. So now maybe if I can remember, they probably added more security to everybody, each athlete.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, all other countries are coming in.
Right.
We're talking Russia, China, Iran, you name it.
Did you have a specific EP officer that was assigned
Yeah, there's
to you?
always a specific. It's like you have the powerlifting team.
Right.
You know, you got the gymnastic team.
Yeah.
You know, you have men, women. So they're assigned to that dorm.
Gotcha.
Because we're in a dorm because we stayed in Atlanta. We stayed at not Atlanta University,
Georgia Tech. Yes.
Yeah, Georgia Tech University. So we're in a dorm. So obviously downstairs, there's someone.
Now, in the dorms or wherever you guys go, are just like securities all over?
Well, yeah, because it's in the park.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so you got to realize, I don't know where the other athletes are from other countries are, and I mean the university. I heard there was another area for the for more athletes because that's. I mean, I don't know, 64 countries.
Jeez.
Let's just say 40 athletes per country.
That's a lot of
50.
people.
So you times that.
Yeah.
From around the world.
Yeah,
Around the world, man.
and so far as where they were staying, when I was in Sydney, I remembered it because I had met, in Atlanta from Egypt and Israel, all them, and we were all walking around in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
So they built in Sydney. They built a whole houses,
Yeah.
a whole community of like just track homes,
Yeah.
and that's where we got to stay. I mean, just like maybe 100 homes because they end up selling them after that. So,
The thing about the Olympics, they do Olympics in certain cities, but the cities get the Olympic money, right, for them to build all these.
Oh gosh, yeah, that money comes in. Yeah, the funds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trying to like revive that city.
Right.
So every city that ever hosts the Olympics, what they try to do is, they'll give you funding so you can build a new stadium.
Sponsors
to,
come in.
Yeah,
forget,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
To try to kickstart that stadium, but a lot of stadiums, they after the Olympics, there's not enough tourism to keep it going. They end up going
in
bankrupt.
Atlanta, that was the Atlanta Braves' new stadium.
Yeah.
So that was Atlanta Olympic Stadium.
Well,
And
what
that's
about
no longer an Olympic stadium no more.
What about the '84 Olympics here in LA? We had the Coliseum built for that, and then we had the sports arena. That's no more.
No,
Forum?
they used
No,
it for
the sports
films.
arena.
Sports arena.
Remember the LA Sports Arena where the Clippers used to play?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's gone now, and now that's the soccer field of the
The
LA.
Forum still
LAFC.
has concerts.
The Forum still has concerts.
Well,
yeah.
not now, but they will be. I'm actually supposed to go to one in 2021.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
that
but
the
they were-
format's going to be different.
But they've been having the concerts, yeah.
Right. But let's go back to you. I mean, what blew my mind, and people are going to be amazed at this, because I even spoke to Mr. Carl Taylor, owner of TSN, and when you guys met, he was so impressed as well. You benched how much?
In competition, because there's rules and you can't move, you can't push. I was benching 360, 380, but
Jesus.
at home, where there's no rules in the gym,
Right.
I was doing 405. So I can move my butt, I can move my foot.
Right.
In
Which is
competition,
mind-blowing.
You can't budge.
Right.
or you'd be disqualified,
you
right?
got three refs.
Okay.
You can get one flag, and you only get 3 lifts. So you have to progress. So they say it's the most precise, demanding. Sure, like the gymnastics, you make one mistake, you lose a point.
Yeah.
Well, they keep doing all kinds. You have 3 chances, and that's it.
Wow.
And you got to watch your competition. He may do 400 pounds. Well, if I want to beat him, I got to go do 405 or 415, and I better hope, because you're just thinking that the judge doesn't even. I mean, if I could get 1 flag if I lift my back up, or if I just the bar goes like this,
Right.
or if I move a foot. Okay, 1 flag, I'm good. 2 flags, that lift didn't count, even though if I went all the way up
Right.
Wow.
and I lifted it, it's clean.
Right.
But my butt moved, or my foot moved, or my head came off, or the shoulder came off.
Wow. And here's what's crazy. How much did you weigh at that time?
140.
Yeah.
I mean, think
145.
about that. There's people out there that can barely bench their own weight.
But don't forget, I'm 4'5" too.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people they got a lot of muscle on them, and a lot
Right.
of bone, and because they're taller.
Right.
So I'm competing against a lot of people that are.
Well,
like,
the rule
your
of thumb, the rule of thumb when it came to benching, maybe this is like a underlining rule, was like you should be able to bench your weight minimum.
Yeah.
And then with legs, you should be able to do twice your weight
Right.
minimum.
Right.
So I always felt like if I couldn't bench my weight, then I'm not like no, I don't want to say normal for
Average.
weight. Yeah, I'm like below average
Yeah.
because we should be able to bench our weight and kick twice your
Yeah.
weight minimum.
You should
Now,
be.
if you do more than that, like yourself, that's extraordinary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's super extraordinary.
Yeah,
Takes
that's
a-
extraordinary.
And it takes a lot of work,
No, 100%.
Well,
And
discipline
you're-
work.
Well, you're in the gym, and that's all I did was free weights. I didn't go to the cables. I didn't do all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
If people out there that don't know Doug, I saw this skit on you. I think it was on Channel 7 or something about you. I loved it, man.
Well, which one?
It was about Olympics, and it showed you running.
Running
And
the track?
and you're always
Oh.
like, I got to be faster. I got to be this. So inspirational, brother.
See, who did that? Was it HBO, NFL Films?
One of those.
Was I popping a wheelie on the motorcycle? Was
You
that-
did everything. They,
Well, yeah.
Well,
they,
no,
they highlighted you, man.
Okay, so that's HBO
Yeah.
followed me around, and for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I was a sports photographer with the Oakland Raiders.
Correct.
So they were following me around, and then the news, 11 News did too. So
Yeah.
they had both of them.
It's very inspirational, brother.
And that same weekend, because I was interviewing Michael Jordan up at the celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, that's every year. So I'm trying to think which one you saw. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
And was it just benching? I mean, did you
Yeah,
have
because in Paralympics, there's so many disabilities that some guys have no legs, they can't do squats. So
Right.
in powerlifting, you have 3 lifts in the Olympics: clean and jerk. The clean and jerk.
Right, right,
That's just Olympic lifting.
right.
Yeah.
There is no bench press in Olympics where able bodies are competing.
Yeah.
Then you have the Paralympics that are competing that have disabilities. I mean, you have guys that are track and field, have no legs, and they have the prosthetics.
Yeah.
They're like 1 second off of Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
One of the guys that I competed,
And he was at the time one of the fastest men in the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
Michael Johnson,
Yeah.
and then I forget his name because it was the same year that he was competing again, and the guy in the Paralympic Games has no legs, he has prosthetics. He was like 1 or 2 seconds off on the 100 meters,
Wow.
slower than Michael Johnson. Yeah, so there's so many prosthetics too, so there's so many divisions too when you're so there's so many disabilities on that. So yeah, it's awesome.
And here's another thing about this man. He is part of legendary classic history, and this is where a lot of you
Don't
fans
make me that old.
Oh, no.
Legendary.
Hey, when-
Classic.
No, classic.
Well, yeah, classic. No, classic is great. We're all classic in some way.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
like vintage, man.
Yeah, gee.
Hey, I didn't say antique.
Oh yeah, really.
Okay, antique is like
That's our grandparents.
Yeah.
But seriously, this guy is part. I mean, if you guys are fans, and I know there's billions of you out there, billions of Lightyear fans, if you know where I'm going now. This gentleman is in the original Star Wars, and he played.
Ewok and Return of the Jedi.
He was the Ewok. You'll see him in scenes with Princess Leia, and
Oh, I played 2 different Ewoks because a lot of them, there's so many Ewoks, so they change costumes. A lot of them,
Yeah.
a lot of little people can't do like the, like we're swinging off and we're hitting the stormtroopers,
Right.
Or jumping up because some are tiny or some.
Or they don't have the stunt background like you do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and the costume, let me tell you, back then, is
Ooh.
fiberglass underneath, heavy wool, and the eyes are marble, and I had to breathe down so it wouldn't fog up. Today's costumes,
Oh yeah,
technology.
Really?
yeah.
It's just like
Because
just
compared
like
to the Mandalorian, right?
It's just like athletes in the 70s
We haven't gotten
and
there yet.
athletes now. The shoes are lighter now.
Correct.
Back
Yeah.
in the 70s, the shoes were heavier.
Yeah, they're running with Converse.
The pads were heavier back then. The helmets were heavier back
True.
then. So now, technology's changed of titanium and different material and stuff like
Right.
that. And you don't sweat in it, and Under Armour stuff and all that stuff. And so that thing was hot, especially when we're outside.
Yeah.
It's boiling outside.
I want to ask one question. Where did you guys film the Return of the Jedi?
Well, there's a lot of places. Industrial Lights and Magic up in San Rafael.
Okay.
At Skywalker Ranch
Okay.
in San Rafael. And then Crescent City, where all the outdoors, forests, where all the trees and blowing up trees on the Oregon border of California.
Wow.
Crescent.
Okay.
I should say Crescent City. Crescent, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
And how many days would you say that you spent wearing that outfit? I mean, you said there were several, or 2 characters, so you had several uniforms.
Yeah, there's different
Costumes.
Yeah, Yeah, the wardrobe is, they're different characters, so some are different colors, heavier.
Right.
You know, some have leather over the Ewok,
Right.
different type of weapons and stuff like that. So there's, you know, morally some of the leather, it's over the wool. You know, there's a lot of different features that are belts and stuff like that. So you know, good 14 days.
Jeez. And then moving forward, again, he works in another Star Wars, the Star Wars Mandalorian, playing Jawa. How was that?
Now that was awesome.
I bet.
Because you remember Jawas. What Jawas are, they build droids. They look for parts.
Yeah, they're scavengers, right?
Yeah, they're scavengers.
Right.
If you look at their histories in the comic books and all the way
Correct.
back, what they are and what they do, and it was like, even I did research, and I'm like, okay. So they're always, you know, and that crawler, that big sand crawler,
Yeah.
they pick up stuff, they pick up trash, and
Right.
they build R2D2s and C3POs and that you've all seen, and or they just scrap, you know, and build them up together. But yeah, it's that was awesome. The Mandalorian, and that's, you know, by Disney and Lucasfilms too.
And all they wanted was that little egg with that was.
Oh, that was
yeah.
oh god, that stuff was good. It was all over.
Yeah.
They had to get another egg.
Like they didn't want the money. You get them that little egg, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
That
Yeah.
was money.
They
That
were
was
like,
money. That was gold.
That
Yeah.
was
It was considered gold. you
yeah,
know,
they're like, what do you want?
And then we had to stick our hands in it and put it on our mask and face and cleaning this up, you know, because we had more work to do.
Yeah.
And that was shot down at Manhattan Beach Studios.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right. That's right down the street.
Yeah.
You know, good half hour right to Manhattan right there.
I remember there was some like leak footage where they had the Millennium Falcon there or something. I forgot.
Well, there
They
was
had it
leak
in
footage.
Hollywood, too.
You know, it's funny you talk about leak footage. They put us blankets over us because people had telephoto zoom lenses far out.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I was looking far out, and they go, there's a cross bridge going across, and there's nothing they could do. They kept putting an overhang. Some places they put overhang because the Mandalorian was fighting.
Wow.
And then we did indoor sand with the sand crawler. Did a lot of indoor stuff where they couldn't see us with the sand crawler.
I saw some amazing stuff. You probably saw it too. They were filming on a set that was surrounded by a screen.
Yeah.
And the background is projected onto the screen that completely surrounds them 360 degrees.
Like they're in the mountains.
Wow.
Right. And the actor's acting in the middle, and through the camera, through the lens, you can't tell. It's that technologically advanced.
It's funny because
when
we went into studio, and I'm like, walk in, and all of a sudden, you know, there's the sand crawler bigger than a football field, you know. Not really bigger than, you know,
But still,
aren't, but
right.
You're like, wait a minute, we're indoors.
Yeah.
You're looking at the sand crawler up like that, you know, because we had to do scenes of the Mandalorian come and get the parts. We stole his ship, parts of his ship.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's already done.
Yeah.
It's already been seen.
Well,
But some people haven't
We're
seen
still
it.
not going to say what happened to you in the movie just because there's still people out there that are like, you know what? I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Because
It's on YouTube.
I know.
but
I
still,
know.
people are getting
Trust
so
me.
bombarded with stuff to watch that they haven't made it to that yet. Because I've even talked
I
to some
figured
people.
with the shutdown, everybody's seen everything.
Yeah.
You would think,
No,
yeah.
we would think,
but,
yeah.
But you notice when the shutdown happened, all of a sudden there's just this buttload of movies that people got to get through, and everybody thinks they've seen everything, but there's so much more being released every month.
There's a lot of people. Well, there's so much content that you can't watch it all.
Yeah.
Number one, and number
You
two,
can't.
I watch Mandalorian just cause, but I end up liking it more than I should.
I keep watching.
No.
Why is that?
No, because I was like, I watched it, right?
What's wrong with liking it so much?
No, because it was that good.
You like it more because I had to watch it a couple more times too.
Yeah.
To be honest, some Star Wars I like more than others.
Oh yeah, me too.
But
that
some
I
of them,
agree.
but some I watch, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Well, and the technology too, because it's
Correct.
funny you say that because Star Wars was cool at the beginning.
In the
Jedi
80s.
and Return
For sure. Those are good.
Then all of a sudden that new one came out.
Episode
I'm
1
like-
and 2 and 3.
I'm like,
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool.
It changed.
some
a
of it
little
was cool, and then once I watched it again, I'm like the CGI, and I'm
Correct,
like,
correct.
are you serious? That's not fire.
And
Yeah.
then and then the last batch, right? The last one.
Rogue, and
Yeah. What like
Skywalker.
what's the last
The Return
one?
of Skywalker.
The last one was good.
The Return of Skywalker. Rogue.
And then the last one was good.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't feeling
Exactly.
the newer ones.
Exactly.
I
but
just
but
kind of
but
fell off.
when you watch The Mandalorian, because Jon Favreau,
Revenge of the Sith,
Jon Favreau written and directed or something like that.
Oh.
He did a really good job, man.
Do you remember? You ever seen Jon Favreau? What he played in? You ever seen the movie Rudy? And he was a football player.
Yeah.
And Favreau was the cigar. He was his brain.
Dude, Rudy's one of my favorite movies.
And so
dude.
I told him. I told Favreau. I go, because when Rudy made the team, because he was just like the runt that wasn't going to make the team.
Yeah.
In the show Rudy, and John was walking out, and because he really succeeded what he's done. John has.
Yeah.
Especially with now Mandalorian.
I think he saved the Star Wars franchise with the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
He did.
And
It was good.
And I said, "Who's the wild man now?" Because he told Rudy that after he made the big tackle the game, they carried him off the field, and that's when John said, "Who's the wild man now?" I yelled that to him, and all of a sudden everybody turned around and looked at me, and I'm like,
Yeah. So have you seen the Mandalorian?
Yeah. No, I loved it. And
It was good, man.
now two's coming out.
But I'll be honest, I watched it because
Season
the
2.
promotion on him
For sure.
was done so well that it caught my eye, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I got to go support a friend. I got to see Doug. I haven't been really happy about the last few Star Wars, and I was just like, you know what?
Yeah,
I gotta watch. And I watched it, and I'm like,
It
man,
was
this
cool.
is amazing.
I only
This
watched.
is good.
I only watched all the Star Wars because I felt like, as a fan,
Yeah.
I have to do it.
Right.
Yeah,
But I can tell you, some of them I was like, okay,
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
And
I'm cool.
I just don't say it out in public because I work for Lucas.
No, for sure. For sure.
I want to work.
No, I get it.
It's like
right.
But if we're talking about lighting, cinematography, and all that, blow away.
Yeah.
If we're talking about that, I just felt the story. It is what it is.
Yeah, the story. Yeah.
But if we're talking about costumes, camera work, all that.
I liked what about Mandalorian? If you read what they tried to do, like it was Clint Eastwood. He's a gunfighter.
Yeah.
He comes to town.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
He's saving. He's it's like Clint Eastwood, Pale Rider, Outlaw of Josie Wales. All what Eastwood did. They portrayed it. That's what the Mandalorian. He's coming to the town, and it's like he's gonna save the world.
But he did a good job, man.
He did a great
like he has a one line I never forget. It's the way.
Yeah.
Like it's the way.
Yeah.
It's the way.
And especially when they go underneath that cave and put the old CO2 and wake medicine and stuff and
You know what's crazy is like we never saw his face, right? But we knew we were gonna see it eventually. So
yeah, I didn't know when we were gonna see it, but see now Lucas had a rule is when we had our Ewok costumes on, we do not take that head off and take pictures. You do not. There's a rule.
Oh, I imagine.
I get it.
You do not walk out in public. You do not take pictures.
Yeah. That's a Disney rule.
Disney, whoever. Lucas,
Right.
George says,
or you never work again, right? Kind of thing.
Well, my wife hired 2 people to do extras for the Jedi because they had a new release, a new digital, and all that stuff.
Okay.
And people wanted to take pictures. And they got pulled aside. They didn't work again. Damn. They weren't back the next day.
Now to be fair,
They were told. They were told the rules, and everybody, the rule. You guys
I
are
know
in
the
the
rule.
industry.
Yes,
you
I
don't.
do.
You don't do that stuff.
No.
Listen, when I worked on Spider-Man, I just left my phone. I was like, I don't want to be out of a job for no. Let's say it was we're on set and it was vibrating or something.
There's no reason to have a phone on the set.
I was so paranoid.
You're at work.
Correct. I was so paranoid. I was like, I'm just not gonna bring it.
Right.
I'm just not gonna bring it.
But there are some sets that won't even let you bring your phone on the
Right.
set.
Yeah.
The only ones that get to be on that get to bring their
the
phones
directors.
are the principals,
Yeah.
the main actors and certain set people because
They're taking pictures. They're doing shots with phones too. Anyway,
Yeah.
that you can use because
Right.
they need to show the director
Storyboarding
the storyboarding.
Yeah.
They'll be taking a shot. And I'll be standing there and I'm like,
Right.
why is he taking a shot? That I'm like, oh, then he goes back over to the director and shows us something.
right.
Stuff like that.
You can get sued because you signed that NDA.
Oh, 100%.
So you take photos, they can come after you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to get sued by a studio because you took photos.
And that was what I was alluding to. Those NDAs, they're there for a reason.
yeah, absolutely.
On stunts and stunts availability lists, it's like so many people out there aren't thinking because you don't release what you did in the film you did. It's like wait till it comes out. I had to wait for Mandalorian to come out. And I'm like, because when it goes up on stunt availability list, all the stunt coordinators in the world all the stunt people see that. On stunt availability, you're a member of it. You do not post.
Yeah.
You post, what you just did, what stunt coordinator you worked for,
And
what this TV show is. You have a passport, you have your size, all this stuff, because it's already been shown. Not because they've advertising it and there's billboards out there. Because you're releasing your character and the NDA, like you said.
Right.
Trust.
It's just like, and you'll see people out there when I'm doing a film on this and blah blah blah. They're not doing a film. It's a non-union, and they have these guys that are doing, what do you call it? They're just filming.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe go sell it.
Oh, pilots. They're doing pilots or sizzle reel or
They're not associated with
Right. It's
Warner
a
Brothers
pilot.
or
Yeah.
any of them.
They're trying to sell it.
They're trying to become something, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
But you're seeing a lot of stunt people that are just new. And I was just talking to one of my stunt coordinator buddies. We're talking. They're saying, "We're going. Why are they putting this on stunt availability? Let's wait till Ben Scott sees this."
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's your friend. You want to idiot.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
It's like, well, yeah, he's not really my friend. You worked with him. It's not like you guys are my friends.
Right.
It's not, I wouldn't call him if my car was broken down.
And we're human beings. Like we want to tell the whole world.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Right?
let me tell you,
Like-
I'm itching. It's like you tell
Yeah.
a friend, but we hear this and that, and I go, I can't talk about it.
No, you can't.
Because you know what, you're going to tell a friend that's really into Star Wars,
Exactly.
and they're all
Yeah.
involved,
Exactly.
with it, and all of a sudden,
Right.
internet, the phones,
Yeah.
Loose.
Doug Farrell told me this.
For me, the reason why I didn't want to tell nobody because I've done parts in movies where they didn't even use it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
like, you know what?
And that happens.
I'm not.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
If that happened to you, you get paid to be on set, but if they don't use your scene, you don't get credit. And I remember being excited, man. I can't wait, and I didn't make the cut, dude.
Yeah. No, it's a bummer.
And I was like, ah.
I even sometimes I
bummer.
won't bring it to family because they may tell their boyfriend, girlfriend, like my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
They're all and stuff. I'm like, are you working on this project? Yes. So what's going on? I can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no loose links.
You can't go.
Loose lips.
You can't
sink
go.
ships.
I like that one.
That's the one.
I can't go.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle Doug is doing this, and
Yeah.
I go,
Yeah.
sorry, niecey, I can't.
And with
It's
social
like,
media, you can't now.
You can't.
There's
You're
no
dead.
way to hide it.
You're dead.
There's just
You
no
can't
way.
tell, man. Like I kept it a secret for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I kept checking IMDb. Like
Why not?
Every 2 weeks, I was like, did I make the cut? Did I make the cut? Did I make the cut?
Yeah.
And I had a friend that she booked the same Spider-Man, and she had a way bigger scene, and the 86th everything. Like
Oh.
she didn't even come on nothing.
Wow.
I was doubling Peter Dinklage on a movie.
I remember
and
when
I
you told me that.
and I can't even say that right
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
because one, it hasn't been released.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I have the sides,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at. I can tell you where we were at. We were at Frank Sinatra's house on Topanga.
No, it's Crescent Heights.
No,
The top part, right?
It's maybe Crescent Heights. You come down Topanga Canyon off of the 118.
Yeah.
And when you come down to
Oh.
Plummer,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you look up the right side up there,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of bushes.
Yeah.
It's one of the houses, and where Marilyn Monroe slept in the back. And when I was up there working, and Peter was there, and what's his name from the comedian curly hair that's what's the movie they were all drunk, Wedding Crash, not the Wedding Crashers, the other one.
The
Zach.
next day they
Zach
woke up.
Galifianakis.
Yeah. I was working with him.
The Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah.
Hangover. Yeah, I was working with him. They were on, and a lot of actors are coming into this one and it's like they were going to call me back and they want me back to double Peter again, but he's off doing another thing. Yeah, it's like I can't say nothing.
No.
Well, I also
And I
gotta-
worked already.
Yeah.
It's because they haven't released it yet.
It's because that's the difference between professional
Right.
and amateur, and they might never work again, or they're gonna have to work twice as hard to just get back to that level.
Well, I remember being with him out in public too. I mean, we went to Chinatown, we went to a whole bunch of different places, Culver City, and we'd be out, and people. We were in Burbank one time, and he and I are walking through. It was the really nice grocery store for a concert, and someone approaches him kind of aggressively, like, "Hey, I know you. You're on my show. I've seen you and he was getting kind of close. So I'm like, hey, dude, back off. And he's like, no,
You know, when you walk
because the guy was getting a little too. He was like too happy and
Yeah.
too aggressive on him. But here's the thing too, and it happens to Isaac, and it happened to me in the past, and it happens to him. It's like they think he's Dinklage.
Yeah.
They thought
All the time.
Isaac
Every day.
Isaac would get mistaken for Michael Clark Duncan, and he used to hate it. I would get Chico DeBarge. I had AJ from Backstreet Boys.
Isaac looks like the other guy, the big dude that's from.
You guys are lucky, you know why?
That's from.
No, we're not.
From the big guy. There he is, right there.
Come on in, Isaac.
The big guy from. He died. He had the deep voice.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
What's
Duncan.
his name?
That was Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael
that guy.
The Green
that-
Mile.
Yeah, he died.
Oh yeah.
Green Mile, yeah.
So, but
I thought his name was.
But that happened to him a couple times that I was with you.
If I say no too,
Yeah.
that I'm not, now it becomes a conversation.
Right.
Someone wants to take a picture. Oh,
Right.
I love your work, Peter. If I say no, then they're next to me longer. If I say, oh sure, yeah, let's hurry up. You know, can we
Yeah.
get this so no one sees this? But sometimes I've said no, and I don't even say nothing. I just say thank you and walk off, because if I start a conversation,
Right.
oh yeah, thank you very much, then I've invited them in. I've opened
Right.
the door.
It goes
if
much longer.
If I say no, they think I'm lying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't win. I've been in arguments where I needed someone there, where I needed Jay. It's like
Yeah.
it's like okay, but when someone cuts, a lot of people, when my hair got longer, and I love your work, and really nice. But some people, it's like, hey man, like that guy one time, I know
Right.
who you are.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
cool,
guy-
thanks. And then it's like, it's usually they move on.
No, this guy
Yeah.
was a little too much. He was
Yeah.
a little, and so
And
finally,
if we would have said no to that guy,
yeah.
then it would have been more, because he'd think that we're lying. So now he's agitated that we just don't want to talk to him and avoid him. People get like that.
Right.
If
They get offended.
They get offended that we've proved that you're wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And in a way, I think they kind of feel stupid because they're like, "Oops, wrong guy."
Yeah.
But here's another thing too. So we've mentioned all the things that you've done and that you are. We mentioned stunts. A lot of people don't know you are a stuntman.
Right.
You are a bona fide stuntman. You've
Yes.
done your own stunts.
Trained.
You've done stunts for other people.
Yeah.
And you've even done stunts for on motorcycles, which is
Right.
amazing.
I just released a new
Stunt reel.
Stunt reel.
Yeah.
I did a golf cart SEAL team at CBS.
Oh yeah,
Those
I
guys
saw.
are chasing me,
Right.
And I'm in a ninja suit, and I had to get underneath the golf cart and drive like at least 100 yards in the dark, and then I had hooded, and so I had to sit down on the floor, use my hand as the gas, and put and hey, you're hired for a stuntman, you better do it,
Right.
And it was only one take, and I liked the nice bump they gave me. And I had to
bet.
hold it, and I had to look all the way down. Okay, there's it. There's the wheel. Let me check how the steering is. Because if I move it a little bit, it may go too much. And I got the SEAL team running next to me. They're partying, fireworks going up, having
Yep.
a good time, celebrating. And that's the whole scene. And had to put my hand on the gas and just keep my head down and pray to God. I don't hit nothing, and I don't go right. I don't go left.
You don't
and
flip.
And I could see the guys in the corner of my eye. And I just kept it, and kind of used a little lining of looking out that way. And I couldn't look forward. I made, but they made the light where the light was in the back, and it wasn't coming at me with the camera. Otherwise,
Right.
they would have seen me.
Right.
You know how they could do that. Really.
I noticed that it was.
They can make
it
the
was
shadow
well
the other side, but not this
Right.
side.
Yeah.
done. Backlighting.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
no, it was-
that was SEAL team, and then I did Knights of Tale on Nickelodeon with Knights of Armor or something like that. I fought in a full body Viking outfit, horns and stuff, and took on a big girl.
I remember that. I mean, even the fight scene we did here, I'm still sore from it. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy he benches 400 pounds in the Olympics. So obviously,
I used to.
well, I
I
mean,
take
still,
I'm doing martial arts.
but
stuff.
still, I mean, look at these. You're going to see these photos that are popping up for him right now, and he's just in amazing shape. nothing stopped this guy. It impresses me. It's inspirational that you've done all this stuff, because so many people have to be looking up to you.
Well, when you're a kid, and you're in a hospital, I was in Children's Hospital when I was a kid. So I had my leg torn apart, put back together. I wanted to be a freaking football player. Back when I was a kid, guys, it's like football was, that was the sport.
Who's your team?
Baseball, the Oakland Raiders.
All right.
Raiders.
And
My brother-in-law would love that.
and it was just football. You went to bed with your football.
Yeah.
I mean, kids did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or your mitt.
Yeah.
Or the helmet. And obviously, I got to play the last football game with my brothers in Pop Warner. But, doctors said, you can't play. My height was going to be 4'5". That's my, playing with kids, 5 foot, 6 foot guys. I'm going to get smashed and my legs are gone. But, but I was determined. But I was riding motorcycles and riding horses. My parents let me do it. I wasn't, there was no limitations. If you could do it, you could do it. They didn't, give me a free ride. You're going to go do what everybody else could do. And so I think that's what made me tough. From bullies too. I mean, my brothers were bullies too. Shit. My sister's 5'11". Jeez. Well, she never bullied me. But yeah, it's just you got to be tough.
That is so cool. I mean, I really admire you for that, and I think a lot of other people do too. And knowing all this about you, I mean, the stories you have are amazing, and they go on and on and on. I mean, what about your travel? I mean, how's that been? Like, if you...
I just went to Austria. I was
Exactly.
I trained with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right. Let's talk about the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, because you guys are friends. I mean,
Yeah. So when I went to Gold's, I met him doing a commercial like 20-something years ago, and he was doing a cigar commercial for a beer commercial, a Japanese beer commercial.
I remember that.
And he was across.
Yeah.
So I went over there and talked to him, and met him and had a book signed, and he trains at Gold's Gym, and I started training there again, and we had breakfast, or he invited me, and I did. There's 2 videos on YouTube of him and I that went worldwide, and then we did Muscle Fitness magazine shoot out at Muscle Beach, him and I and some other guys. And then he was supposed to go to Austria on this event called Dancers Against Cancer. And so, but I ended up winning. And he prepared us, he goes, let me see your speech. I said, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor. And I'm like, oh gosh, I just take it out of my head. I go, I haven't written it. I'm just, I usually just, inspire people, and
You're in the moment.
You're in the moment, where I'm at, talking about the kids, cancer, my achievements, goals, and what you can do. There's no limitations. Well, he said, no, let me write. So he prepares a speech for me, and I take that back there, and I think we had 5 million people seeing me. I was on the Austria Today show, like Good Morning America, Good Morning Austria.
Yeah.
I think out of 5 countries, I think 2 to 3 or 4 million.
Seeing
me out there.
It was huge, because it even made it out here. Because what was funny, I even saw my former business partner and friend Roland Kickinger.
Yeah, he
was there too.
Yeah, he went.
And he was a double for Arnold Schwarzenegger on Terminator.
True Lies. I thought it was True Lies. It may be Terminator.
No, it was Terminator first, because he had to be nude.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They put Arnold's head on him, but it was Roland's body. But yeah, and he's also from Vienna, Austria, and he has the same accent. Everyone thought that Roland was Arnold. They're like, "Hey, Arnold, come over here." He's like, "I'm not Arnold. My name is Roland, and you're being a baby. Stop doing this."
Yeah.
But no, it was great to see that you were actually the big star over there. I mean, you were on every tabloid. You were on the shows. It was great. They blew you up.
It was all the newspapers, everything.
Right.
I had to go to a lot of events and stuff, and speeches and dinners and stuff, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the country has no
fun.
Homeless. Streets are clean, and the food is great, and the people are great too. But I mean, you got to remember, Austria is the size of less than California, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard people who actually want to go to Austria if they have to go to jail.
I don't want to go home.
No, because
I didn't want to come home.
the jails out there look like some of the real nice modern apartments here.
Yeah.
It has a TV. It's got a modern bed. Their prisons and jails are nice. And
That's
ask
how it is in
anybody who's
Sweden
lived
and
there.
Finland too.
Same way?
Like you get a little TV.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Because they get them in a system.
Yeah.
They care about you. They don't throw you with a bunch of other guys.
Right.
Beds everywhere.
Right.
Our population's different. You know,
we got too many people.
You know, it's a whole different thing,
Yeah.
and that's another story. But yeah, it was wonderful going out there and speaking and stuff, and security too is an issue because you're an American and a lot of stuff going on. And when you leave the country and stuff, and even Roland had to step in front because I got out of the van cars and people were waiting for me to sign autographs and pictures and stuff like that. And you know, when you're shorter than the crowd, you're getting bumped easy. Even though I can hold my ground like a fire hydrant, but you're still, you know, you're not thinking. You're just, you know, you're signing, you're being happy, you're talking to the people, and what's your name? You ask a question because I like to sign their name on it instead of just autograph and they go sell it. You know, no, I'm a person like me. I like personal autographs.
Right.
You know, you know.
That's cool.
You know, then they know you met them. You know, taking pictures and stuff like that, and then, but I was being rushed too, because hurry up, people. You know, it's like you gotta hurry up, go, just like the president. You know, go,
right.
You know, and stuff like that. But and as you're talking security and stuff like that, and same thing when I went to the Olympic Games too. I mean, you're protected. You know, they've got weapons, and then. And speaking of weapons, I want you and I talked about
talk about the gun.
The guns, the pistols. I can never find a gun that fits in my small hand where I could fit it, but the stock, you got to hang on to the stock. That gun's gonna kick. Well, my fingers got to be comfortable to pull the trigger.
Right.
It's like so when I go to reach, your wrist turns. Now I'm dead. The thing's just gonna kick. Now I got to use two hands. You know, and it's like I need to pull the trigger. I don't want just a little bit of my finger pulling the trigger. Well, this agent pulls his gun out, and it's a 9mm, and he lays it on the bed, so then it's empty. And I pick it up, and the thing just fits in my hand nice. Because I was raised on a ranch, we shot guns.
Yeah.
Rifles and pistols and 22 pistols and CO2 pistols. I'd never shot any of the big things. 9mm or, I think, what did we shoot quail with? 14 gauge or something like that. And guns are just too big for my hand, but this one was nice. And I asked Jay about it, and we were back here shooting.
Right.
Just like, okay, this feels fine. Tell me the proper way. Well, I can find a way if it's life and death.
Yeah.
True to that.
You just hang on and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
If it's life and death, I think it's going to be no problem. You're scared. You're like,
Yeah.
It's like,
And we did that. We actually ran simulation drills with him. And believe this, ladies and gentlemen, he is a great marksman. He goes up there. I just showed him simple form. He went from a quick draw to a punch out, and he landed all the shots in the A on his first attempt. And all we did was tweak the way that he held the weapon and even the way that the pad of his finger. Actually, you shot better using your middle finger because that actually reaches.
Yeah, we did switch the other gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Your middle finger reaches, the pad of your middle finger reaches the trigger perfectly for that pull. When he was reaching with his index finger, the pad of his finger can't get around the trigger on the tip to pull it back.
My wrist will
it turns the gun.
Yeah, it turns the gun. Yeah.
So when it turns the gun, the bullet shoots off in the other direction. But when he used his middle finger, every shot, and he was aiming with one eye and both eyes open and still hit on target. It was amazing. We did a couple drills.
We did rifles too.
Yeah, we did rifles. We did AR. We did a 1911, and then we shot the Glock. I mean,
3 pistols and 2 different rifles.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I would not want to break in this guy's house.
But the tough one was, we came around the corner on not knowing who's the bad guy is.
Right.
I mean,
I took him to
the officer,
some
the simulator has the officer in front of me. I'm backing him up.
Okay, it was an active shooter in the school.
Active shooter. He gave me a little information.
Right.
Now, officers in front of me. My partner's going around the corner.
Yeah.
And he's already seen what's going on.
Correct.
I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
So now it shows me coming around the corner, and it's like I have to make a decision.
Correct.
Because did he get shot? No. My partner
I done that simulation.
There was two
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
I thought he was on my right when I came around
Correct.
the corner.
Yeah.
There was one here.
You thought he was
I
a
shot
hostage.
him. I shot him here. We thought he was hostage. I shot him, and I gave up.
Yeah.
I laid my gun down, and all of a sudden the gun came out.
Yeah.
You know.
So what happened is he saw the hostage. And here's the hard part. He had to make a headshot on the hostage in order to be able to fulfill the assignment.
Yeah.
Well, he hits him in the head because the guy's fully armored. He makes the headshot, takes out the aggressor.
Yeah.
Thinks that the guy on his knees with his hands up is the
Correct.
hostage, but that tricked him
Yes.
because that guy reaches for a gun. I yelled gun. He got the gun up just as the guy got his gun up
Yeah.
and shot him before
I got
he a shot off.
lazy and laid my gun down. Thought everything was cool.
Those similars, what it taught me was you always just have to be in high alert,
Yeah,
right?
head on a swivel. High
Always
alert,
high alert.
Always aware.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I did that same simulator, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, because each one's different. Video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's different.
yeah.
So you gotta think. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta play officer here.
Right.
This is a real thing. We're
Yeah.
not just having fun. Doug, come on over and check
No,
this
no,
out.
no. No, no.
You know,
This
this
is
is
training.
survival. This is training. It's like
right.
you know,
They're
you're
training
really,
what- yeah.
you're really gonna get shot if you don't pay attention.
Correct.
Right. And you got to consider this is what police deal with every
day.
day. This is their 12-hour job.
It's not no video
is-
game.
No, is running into situations like this. One of the most dangerous is the domestic violence. You're walking into two people fighting or more, and it's a hot situation, and you don't know what to expect. You don't know the layout of the house. You don't know who's in there, and they're walking
Or
into
how
this.
many.
Yeah.
Exactly, or who the aggressor is,
Right.
or who the hostage is, and you got a little taste of that. And I remember when you met with Carl Taylor, you automatically had a new respect for that. Because now it's like, okay, so this is what you guys deal with. This is amazing. And he got a little taste of it. So the simulator helps because now
Because
he
it's a real
knows-
person on the other side. It's not like you're going to a range and you're trying out your new
Shoot a
gun
target,
and
right.
shoot a target and have a good time.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like this is real.
It's real.
Yeah. And
You
I,
know,
It makes you think. It makes you think for
I
sure.
could tell it affected him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it makes you
it
think.
you got to think because
Right.
you know this is you got to shoot.
What about the
No.
road rage one? Did the road rage one? Road rage one
Yeah.
with the guy with the baseball bat that comes out of nowhere. I mean, there's a couple different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the person with the bag, was that the road?
Yeah, no, that one was a guy with a knife.
Knife.
Yeah, in a bag, hiding, and you just got to make these decisions, and it's tough. But now times have changed. We've got COVID. People are going a little nutty, so we really got to tread softly. Can't get aggressive. Can't get crazy. We have to come up with creative new ways to protect people and protect yourself.
I always say, why didn't you shoot his leg? Doing this, that ain't that easy.
No.
And I'm like, when he just got his gun out, he's coming at him, just shoot him in the waist or something. And you're like,
Listen, in some of the similar, I just shot at the wrong person.
and I'm like, but the,
I was like,
but,
I
but
thought
the
he
but
was.
the object is like,
That's why I can't
why
do
didn't
that
you
job.
shoot the leg? Knock him down. Well, if he's on heroin, that's not going to stop him.
No.
Their adrenaline is flying.
They're gonna
I
keep
mean, I've
coming.
seen a Belgian Malinois police dog grab on live on TV, grab on showing a guy hidden. Remember they show the cops?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cops.
No, they had to take
the
it
guy's
off
hidden
here.
in the bushes. The dog
Yeah.
goes in, grabs the guy's arm, and he's just loaded. He's just saying, "Get the dog off of me," and he's swinging the dog.
Right.
One bite, one pinch. I mean, we're down on the ground.
Yeah, it didn't
Oh,
phase
no.
him. Yeah, it didn't
No,
phase
he's
him.
swinging it around like he's swinging his kid around.
But Doug, let me ask you something. On a human being, what is the most dangerous thing? The most dangerous thing on a human being.
Heart? What do you mean dangerous? What dangerous thing that's
Dangerous
happened
to
to me?
you.
Oh, okay. That was a dangerous thing on the
Yeah.
body. I'm like,
Well, because you
I-
said shoot their legs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What's the dangerous thing? Their arm, their hand. I mean,
Exact. No, you're right. Arms, hands.
Yeah.
The hands are the most dangerous thing.
Right.
You watch the hands because people's hands will kill you. Yes, feet and legs can add to that too,
Right.
but
Feet and
the-
legs got to get you to you. Yeah.
the hands can grab things and
yeah. objects or whatever.
Well, the hand is quicker than the eye.
well, it is in some professions. But well, in magic, I meant don't get crazy.
I didn't say nothing. You guys over there. I'm over here just listening.
But yeah, I mean, when you said, shoot the legs, there was that one drill we did where the target dances around and it has a circle on the hands, and that's where the weapon is. And you have to, while the target's dancing around, you have to hit that. And I think you tried it once, and you actually did pretty well. It was that white target.
Oh,
and it danced around.
And and one's shaped different too. It's dancing,
right.
Yeah.
And you were spot on, man. You hit. I think your cluster was like 10 inside the red circle, which was the hot spot, and did really well.
Especially when it's the first time, you're like, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Well, the same thing with a suspect.
Yeah,
you don't know what it's going to do. You don't know how far he can jump or how high or what he's got.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, let's let it rip. I'm at the fair or in the gallery, the thing's jumping up and down like they got the.
Yeah. Well, we got to do some. We got to do some more of that.
State fair, yeah.
But I would love to. I just want to thank you for coming in today, man. The stories you have are amazing, and
thanks for having me.
It's so awesome having you here, and I hope you had some fun. I know it's a little warm. It's been triple digits this past weekend, so we've all been struggling a little bit. But man.
Check out my stuff on YouTube. Check out my
Where can we find you on Instagram and all that stuff?
Douglas Farrell. You can pull me up on Facebook, and that's where a lot of my film work is stuff done.
And Instagram is pretty good too.
Instagram too. Yeah,
it's at Douglas Farrell 24, right?
Yeah, Douglas Farrell. Yeah, Doug Farrell.
Doug Farrell
24.
Number 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah. It's like when they give you addresses when things come. My Yahoo address, internet was just coming out. I was in Australia, 2000. So everybody was just getting emails on the year of 2000, 2001. And I said, and they have the IBM center there for everybody, and I had to pick an email. I'm like, oh, okay, I got a half hour to think of up an email. Okay, you took my name, and that was it.
And you ran with that.
I ran with that, and I haven't changed it. So now a lot of people in the stunt world are using Stunt 24, Stunt, Doug Stunts.
What is significant about 24? What does that number mean?
Willie Mays.
Gotcha. I knew it had to be something in sports.
Yeah.
All right.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Willie Mays.
Well, it's embarrassing
Willie Mays is my favorite player, and it's like me being up by San Francisco, my mom being raised in San Francisco, and his birthday is on the same day as my birthday.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, going back to email, man, it was embarrassing for a minute. I still had an AOL account.
Man, yeah.
I got Yahoo.
I had to upgrade.
That's
I had
classic.
to upgrade, man.
I mean, I have a Gmail.
That's classic. That's vintage.
you give an email and it's AOL.com.
Yeah.
It's like my Yahoo. I can't erase all my emails coming in. It's like I got 114,000. I'm like, how can I just erase all these?
Right.
You can't. You got to relace each page.
Yeah.
Each page. When I say page, as far as what's on the screen that you see.
Yeah.
Like 10. Oh, I got to do another 10. Or you just hit it and you keep scrolling and scrolling, and if you hit the wrong one, you got to start over.
Yeah.
Oh, heck with it.
He's like, I'm done.
It's like, you know how to get a hold of me. Just put my name in, and
I'll just call you.
Yeah,
I'll just stick to calling you. But Doug, thanks again, and I wish the best of luck to you, man. I hope
thanks.
When the industry starts back up in full throttle, I hope that
it's almost there. It's almost there. I mean,
that you guys start going.
I had a couple self tapings.
Yeah.
They're working in, like I said, over in New Zealand, Canada, Europe, some parts.
Yeah.
So it's, and I'm sure they're doing a little in Georgia. They have to. They can't keep doing reruns. They have to get back to work.
Yeah.
People on furlough, they're calling them back in the film industry.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could open grocery stores and walk in and touch everything and be next to people and go into the, the vegetable fruit area, and touch what everybody else is touching.
Right.
Why can't we go to work and,
I agree.
and be tested and then, when it's time to do your line or your part, whatever you're going to do is, you take your mask off and go do the thing, and
right, like we did here today.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, Doug.
Are we out? All right.
We are.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And you guys, ladies and gentlemen, come check out Doug. Check out his work. Mandalorian is on, Disney TV?
Plus.
Disney Plus.
Plus. And, of course, you can watch the classic Star Wars or the Return of the Jedi.
And
still watch that.
There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube still, too.
Yeah. So you'll find him on a bunch of media across the platform. And you guys out there, be safe. Practice washing your hands and, don't get infected.
Pedal to the metal.
Bye-bye.